Hello and welcome. This is Comedic Mind. I'm back for another video. Appreciate you all checking out the page. This is going to be an audio version of my article entitled Embracing Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. It's a little bit of a data analysis, a little bit of something to back up my premises or arguments. So, again, building a more inclusive future. So, again, in this article, I'll be delving into a controversial topic of DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. Big hot topic, hot button topic right now. The importance of DEI cannot be overstated. It is the cornerstone of creative and innovative, competitive, and engaging work environment that drives individuals and corporations to success. The power of diversity in the workplace. Okay, so let's go into this. A recent study from a Fortune 500 company revealed that showing explicit interest in employee diversity significantly boosts job interest among racial minority candidates. Okay, so you know, from a standpoint of an employee, it's like, you feel as if you're part of a team environment. And if you're someone who hires someone, you can kind of get a higher level of understanding of what's important to them, and they can help you get an understanding and culturally from what's important to their culture. And as you do create products and marketing campaigns and things like that, this enhances the workplace diversity and points to the critical role of social sciences in identifying and mitigating systemic biases. And that's citations from Flory et al. 2021. However, it's important to note that while such strategies attract diverse applicants, their long-term effectiveness in fostering genuine inclusion and equity remains a complex challenge. I remember working in a fast food with predominantly one gender work environment and being targeted for harassment and condescending management. These incidents occur, and there is often no refuge because that person in charge of the place of business has a bias for that group. Again, we're talking about a bias not only in that the disparities that many melanated, aka Black people, face, are disparities in how they're treated, when they finally if they do find work, and then the way they're treated when they're trying to find work. It's just a much, much higher hill to climb. Shout out to the astronaut with the dreads. There's a need for a genuinely diverse workplace that doesn't make anyone feel left out, isolated, targeted, or treated differently within the social strata. Addressing bias in DEI programs. A common concern around DEI programs is the potential bias favoring specific groups, often because women and minorities predominantly lead these groups. This raises questions based about merit-based advancement and underscores the need for a balanced approach to DEI initiatives that recognize and address the legacies of inequality. It is an issue if the DEI program is only tailor-made for one gender, race, or group. The qualifications should always be there for any hire, but the historical injustices that any race, gender, or group has experienced must be addressed in that decision. I would like to see something specific for foundational Black American descendants of U.S. chattel slavery that helps them integrate into the workplace environment. We know that the significant disparities we all witness in today's modern societies were not created by ADOS or FBA people. Okay. So just like there were systemic ways to keep us out of the workplace, there needs to be systemic policy to help us if we are unemployed. There should be programs for those facing long-term unemployment that they qualify for to help them avoid rising debt levels and any therapy needed. The data does not lie. A significant 87.4% of Black graduates take out federal student loans for their education, a rate substantially higher than the national average across all school types, surpassing the borrowing rates of Hispanics at 72%, white at 69.7%, and Asian at 48.5%. as reported by the National Center of Education Statistics. And this chart is of the statistics of college graduates by race who took out federal student loans. With this data in mind, why is DEI or race-based policies such a struggle for people to get their minds around, especially programs that benefit those with the highest societal burdens? Is it because people are concerned with bias of hiring only Black people, women, or LGBTQ, or is it because of their racism? Right? Could it be because of that? Systemic income disparity, a call for true DEI. So according to Stewart 2021, research estimates a $220 billion annual wage disparity, with Black workers currently concentrated in low-wage jobs, underrepresented in higher paying occupations, and paid less than white workers on average within the same occupational categories, especially in managerial and leadership roles. To help visualize this disparity, we created a simple chart showing the key sectors in which Black people are affected, mainly being in professional services and manufacturing. The chart above visualizes the distribution of the wage gap across 5 key sectors of professional services, manufacturing, construction, trade, transportation, utilities, and financial services. It highlights how these sectors contribute to the overall wage disparity, underlying the critical areas where initiatives could significantly reduce the economic inequalities faced by Black Americans. The stark income disparities across racial lines in the United States highlight systemic issues rather than individual shortcomings. Studies estimate a significant annual wage disparity for Black workers, exacerbated by historical practices such as redlining, gentrification, false convictions, homelessness, convict leasing, and mass incarceration. These disparities underscore the urgent need for DEI strategies that prove equitable and provide opportunities for specifically the descendants of U.S. chattel slavery. Another defining feature of racial inequality in the labor market is the significant pay disparities between Black and white workers. In 2019, the typical median Black worker earned 24.4% less per hour than the typical white worker. This is an even larger wage gap than in 1979 when it was 16.4%. See, and that's from Wilson Valerie and William Darity Jr. And that article is entitled Understanding Black-White Disparities in the Labor Market Outcomes Requires Models That Account for Persistent Discrimination and Unequal Bargaining Power. In my journey, I've seen firsthand the underrepresentation of minorities in software and technology. Creating a diverse and inclusive work environment is not just a goal, but a necessity for innovation and understanding. Embracing empathy, as discussed in the recent TED Talks, allows us to appreciate the perspectives of others, fostering unity and collective problem solving. As we strive for a culture built on progress and equity, the benefits extend beyond the workplace, improving health outcomes across demographics. But the journey begins with us. Through leadership, empathy, keyword empathy, and a commitment to change, ultimately, the power structure responsible for positive change must change to create the healthy environment we all desire. Eventually, the scales of justice will balance what there is an imbalance of. This year could be the beginning of that change from a numerological standpoint. Your thoughts. What are your experiences with diversity in the workplace? Have you seen effective DEI strategies in action? Or is DEI trash? I mean, is it terrible? Is it something that we shouldn't even be considering? Share your thoughts and discuss how we can collectively contribute to a more inclusive future. Thanks for reading, listening, and watching. This is Comedic Minds. Have a great day.